How? Should we pour ourselves one?
Yeah.
How do you pour a scotch?
I have absolutely no idea.
Let's see how you do it.
You doing it straight? Slow and at an angle.
Is it like a beer?
Welcome back, everybody,
I'm completely pissed.
to another episode of The Wanger Show. This is episode 108.
I'm pouring a scotch right now. I can't do it.
It's 108. What is the 108th Pokemon?
I don't know, actually. My chap?
It's not a bad bet. Somebody Google that.
I heard if you guys were to do a show, it would only be about Pokemon.
Okay, that's good.
What?
Yeah.
That's all?
I mean, that's all we would talk about. And if
they're
you don't
only
like it,
doing
you can...
Pokemon, I'm out of here.
Brian, are you
That's my
doing
life.
some of this
Would you like
scotch?
some scotch?
I'll take a scotch to that.
All right. Scotch.
Take a scotch on the rocks. Hold
Yeah.
the scotch.
We stole this
Scotch
from,
and water.
Yeah.
There, whatever it is. You know what it is.
from Alex. Alex left it here.
Don't forget the Enya. He forgot his scotch.
He forgot his scotch.
Yes.
Cheers, boys.
Brian, you
Cheers.
want the bigger one or the smaller one?
I'll take whatever when
He's-
you don't mind.
He's
Yeah,
working
you take the big
technology.
one.
He's gotta
You
be-
take the bigger one. Get
Oh,
drunk.
I took a very small
Yeah,
one because I can't drink it.
Come on, Cody. You're
All right,
Cheers,
guys,
everybody.
here we
Ken,
go.
we're
Hey,
celebrating
happy to
Ken.
be here.
All
Ken back
right.
on the show. You guys go ahead and take your sips while I continue
okay.
to talk.
Okay.
Celebrating Ken being back on the show. Ken has also got some other things,
Yeah, man.
like a book.
What?
Right now, Why We Love Star Wars. The greatest moments or the great
The
moments?
great moment.
The great moments that built a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, man.
You wrote a book, dude.
I wrote a book, man. I
Yeah.
wrote a book. Yeah, pretty hard.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I had about 2 or 3 emotional breakdowns during it.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Did you have like a drop date deadline, or did you keep pushing it back a little?
No, well, no, I had to, I was given one,
Yeah.
and in the spirit of Douglas Adams was like, hey, and they were like, oh, no, actually, it's 2 weeks. We just gave you that one. The 2 weeks later is the actual deadline.
Oh, so
and
they
then
tell
once
you.
I got to that deadline, which was like January 1st or 2nd, they were like, oh, don't worry. You have 17 days to rewrite the entire book.
Oh, so they were surprising you with extra time.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
nice.
yeah, I had 17 days to go through every page and kind of resubmit the final thing. And then that Mango Publishing, who's putting it out, they have a team, they have copy editors and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, cool.
When did you start it again?
I started it in September,
Yeah,
mid-September.
because I remember you were telling us when you were beginning.
Yeah,
it.
he actually told us about it. Unlike
Yeah.
you, when you were expecting, you didn't tell us
Oh,
about
yeah.
it.
Well,
You
that
keep
one
a
you got to
secret for
be
the-
a
yeah.
little more, you got to tell family first.
It's protocol.
Yeah.
I think we're family, though.
He told his
How
other
about that?
friends before
Yeah,
he told us.
told-
Yeah, that's also
Justin.
true.
Did you
but,
tell Inland Empire friends?
Yeah, I absolutely did. Before the LA friends.
Yeah. That's rough, right?
Yeah, it's very rough. Well, yeah, you started. What would you say is the hardest part? Starting it or finishing it?
I think it went in phases. It was committing to the idea, and I've told the story a couple times. Had the pleasure of already talking about this book, but I'm so happy to do it on Wanger. So I'll give you the real story.
Fuck yeah.
But one of the things I've already said is, and it's true, I wanted to do this when I got laid off from Complex and not picked up from Collider. As tough as that was, I look back and I'm happy, even though, no joke, woke up with $19 in my bank account today. Chase your dreams, children. I was like, what do I want to do with my life? Like, what do I really want to do? And writing a book is something I've thought about for a while. So I have a couple ideas. Some you still might hear about. Some I might kickstart one and kind of self-publish.
Yeah.
But this is not a self-published book. I went to our friend Alicia Malone, who's written 2 books.
It's great.
Our friend Chris Stuckman helped her get that book, so she
Great.
paid it forward and helped me. We had lunch, and I said, I think I want to write a book. And she's like, you should write a book about Star Wars. And I said, sure, that sounds like a winner. And we got in touch with her editor, and by 3 days later, I'd signed on to write the book.
Crazy. Wow.
So the hardest part was thinking, all right, let's do this. And then I went away, and I wrote, it's in the end of the day, it's 104 essays about Star Wars, 2 to 3 pages each, whatever. I wrote 11 in 4 days, and I thought, this is going to be easy.
Shit.
And that's the mistake.
You were inspired initially.
I went home I was in my mom and dad's guest room, being left alone. That went for a walk on the beach every morning. Pismo came back and watched about Star Wars. You okay over there?
He's doing great. He took a
fine.
big sip.
Yeah.
Big
Oh,
gulp
Star
there.
Wars
Big
gets
gulp.
Yeah.
you're motivating right now.
Really just
Sip
makes
it.
your face
Sip it.
just, yeah.
How'd you come up with the idea to, what is it, like the things we love about Star Wars?
It's called Why We Love Star Wars. It was I pitched it as 100 reasons to love Star Wars, but that wasn't. It was always the moments. So I count those as the reasons. So if it's a big moment like Vader revealing himself to Luke as his father,
Yeah.
that's a reason to love Star Wars. But also I have an essay about a porg. And that to me is a reason to love Star Wars, and it is this all-encompassing kind of look at the saga that goes into books, comics, some video game stuff, and all the movies.
We're including all the movies up until The Last Jedi now.
Up through The Last Jedi. I have a note, that hey, The Mandalorian episode 9's coming out, but it was just the right time to write it and get it done. And plus, that guarantees maybe a second volume.
That's true.
There
I
you
mean,
go.
we're gonna have a lot more Star Wars coming out.
Yeah,
I know they're probably pumping the brakes on the
little bit.
movies a little bit, but you got the Mandalorian. There's another show,
Cassian Andor.
I know Benioff and Weiss have their trilogy and stuff.
Ryan Johnson's still working on his.
I watch Jedi Council sometimes.
I was about to say this is.
I don't.
I never watch it. Sorry.
Cody gets it every week.
I'm like, oh god.
Yeah.
Doing
So
this
anyways,
again.
that's what it is, and I just started writing, and then at some point, you sit down, I do my stuff, I record my podcast, and I'd stream, and I'd be like, all right, I gotta go sit down and write, and then I thought, oh, let me just write. I got an essay on Obi-Wan today. Oh, I love Obi-Wan. I love this moment. 6 hours later, not one word down,
Oh, jeez.
and literally screaming into my pillow so that my neighbors wouldn't hear.
Yeah.
I can't do this. I can't do this.
You a morning writer or evening?
Evening time.
Evening
Yeah,
guy.
evening
Yeah.
time,
So you
yeah.
complete all your tasks.
Complete
get
all
that
tasks.
done.
After I'll say this, 2 to like 7, 8 range is my prime time. And then the final night it was up till 4 in the morning writing it. And that felt kind of romantic.
That must have felt great.
You kept
You-
scotch with
yeah,
you.
you
as
have a
were
drink
writing
with it,
too,
or-
Yeah.
I had some drinks.
Yeah,
Sometimes you have
yeah.
to clear your mind. Other
yeah.
times, and it was weird. Like sometimes I'd write. First, I started writing at my couch on my lap, watching Star Wars, and then I go to my podcast table. That's a little high. I ended up writing 70% of the book on my stomach in my bed, hurting my back.
Yes.
Like just in that, but I couldn't get the feel anywhere else. One of those weird little things.
You had to do it
writing.
on your bed.
And just as a writer, sometimes you just feel, you should be able to write anywhere, but I just had that feel.
Well, they say that's where when you're most comfortable is when you are inspired the most.
Away from distractions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's weird. I'd sit down, like get on my bed, like I'm gonna write. I do 24-minute of ASMR videos. Like I'll just watch.
24.
I'll watch another one.
You got
Yeah.
a franchise to manage on the show.
Clip,
You got to
clip.
worry about that.
Oh, then I
Yeah,
play
yeah,
MLB The Show. Oh, damn, I came over. I was a little bit late to you guys because
yeah?
I had a pitcher throwing a complete game. His
he
fourth
finish-
complete
did he finish
game.
it?
Yeah, fourth complete game of the
Oh,
season.
okay. Well, if you would have dropped the ball, then
Yeah,
I don't
it's,
know.
it's this rookie pitcher, and I pitched a legitimate perfect game with him.
Do you have an innings limit on him?
No.
No, you just let him go out there. Start the ball?
I'm an
All
old
right.
school. You go
All right.
130
You're a
pitches.
professional pitcher, man. You go out there. and
130
throw.
pitches. You
Yeah.
finish the game, son.
Throw your 200 innings, all right?
Did you ever go to a Starbucks and type? it
No,
up?
I don't have. See, my old
I've done that.
My old writing partner. Well, see, my old writing partner Matt Key is a coffee shop writer.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
Yeah, I can't do it, and
I
I
love it.
Like
and I-
no headphones or anything?
Oh no, headphones
Oh,
and
okay,
everything.
okay.
Or not. But so when we were writing projects a lot, he would be like, "Hey, you want to meet at a coffee shop?" And I'd be like, "No, I don't think any screenplay's ever
come
been
over.
written." Which I think is actually an old Dennis Miller joke or something. But I was like, "Nah, we're not gonna do it." But sometimes he'd win out. I need to be kind of at home, quiet around.
Yeah. I think it always depends.
Well, it's
Like,
your
wh-
safe space. It's your
Right.
comfort zone where you do feel comfortable. Well, I don't know. You wear pants at the time or no?
You a nude
some
writer,
sweatpants. Yeah,
Sweatpants. I assume sweatpants and a dirty white T-shirt.
yeah, but I write with a big hard erection. Yeah. Just
I got an idea. Whoa! Hey,
Yeah.
come back down.
Time
I
to
don't think
go.
stays up. He keeps another paragraph going. Hold on.
I got about 6 minutes before this idea leaves me.
Just popping Viagra left and right. I got to keep this going.
Yeah. Happy to
that's
report I have never used a blue pill yet. All right.
All right.
Yeah!
They got about 5 more
This
years.
book is going to be a success. Yes, it is. And it is currently available to pre-order on Amazon. I will provide a link in the description.
Thanks.
Top of the
I pre-ordered
description,
mine.
by the way.
Thanks,
Pre-ordered
boys.
mine as well. Brian?
Yeah, I did.
He's doing it right now.
doing it?
Go to Amazon. It's available in other spots. You can pre-order it. You could even go to, if you have a local bookstore and you want them to get it, tell them about it. That helps too. But Amazon's the big push. So go to the link, and you can go to kennapzok.com. I got to rebuild the website, but it's a cheesy, simple website, but it has all the links on there. And
Okay.
Yeah, thanks, boys, for giving me the opportunity to talk about it. See
course.
ya.
See you
All right,
later.
have
Yep,
fun,
take
Ken.
care. Thanks.
Yep.
Thanks. We got a show to do here.
Keep that erection going.
No, I'm. Yeah. No, I'm very much looking forward to it because I'm a big Star Wars fan. I know Cody's a big Star Wars fan.
yeah.
Brian, you like Star Wars, right?
Oh, you can get it on Kindle.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's and people keep asking. There's not an audiobook version, at least not yet. It's not in my not my call. And I can't. This is weird. This is a safe place, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I am downright offended because a lot of people have written me. Been like, hey man, so I saw you self-publishing your book. I wanted to ask you, but I'm like, I am not self-publishing this book. I signed a deal.
Yes, it is with a publishing company.
Yes.
And they're doing all that for you.
Give me not that self-publishing is bad, but I'm
No,
like,
of course.
hey,
Yeah.
this is I didn't.
I went through the proper channels.
Yeah.
Come on.
I signed paperwork.
Yeah, come on.
Anybody could self-publish.
What's that? I don't know who that was in reference to.
It says #1 new release in science fiction and fantasy.
Yeah.
Nice,
Hot
man.
dog.
Look at that.
I got a little banner, but I don't believe the banner. Number one, I have self-loathing issues. Two, have you ever heard someone say, "Well, our podcast"?
Oh
is
my
getting like
God.
Oh, yeah.
4 million downloads
you,
a month.
man. Yeah.
Oh, is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, is it now?
Yeah, I'm
It's
sure.
#1 on iTunes charts. Like the algorithm nobody understands.
Anytime
Yeah.
there's a new
iTunes.
podcast that debuts anywhere, it debuted at #7
Yeah.
on our fucking
You looking at
charts.
the raw downloads
Okay,
there, or
yeah,
the
yeah.
filtered ones, huh?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to say who the forward is by?
The forward's by my pal Joseph Scrimshaw, my
Yeah.
Force Center co-host.
Nice.
My other Force Center co-host, Jennifer Landa, has a little section in it.
Oh, great.
I leaned on her. I'll just say it's a section about Princess Leia.
Great.
She wrote a couple paragraphs on her perspective as a Leia fan growing up.
You didn't get my email about the Star Wars and horror. Then.
No, but
Okay.
you know
Okay.
what I do? I do have a Star Wars horror moment, and I do invoke a little bit of what Riley said back in that old show that they had, that there was nothing else like it on the internet, the Collider horror show.
Oh yes, the nightmares.
Nightmares,
Yes.
yeah. There's
The
something,
Nightmares.
yeah, but so
The Nightmares program.
I do have, and there's another moment that people are. It's from Battlefront 2.
The old one or new one?
No, the new one.
Okay.
I played it.
And it's one of the. I won't spoil it because I want people to read it. It's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite essays. But I think people are going to see it and be like, "What the hell's this guy's problem?" This guy's problem. But it to me is one of the scariest pure horror moments in Star Wars.
I know what you're doing. I know what you're
I'll tell you
doing.
afterwards.
Yeah,
I want people to see it and
yeah,
experience it. But
Okay.
you'll love that.
Okay.
Ruva
Okay.
Kabla.
All right.
Ruva
What
Kabla,
chapter
run
is
alone.
that? What chapter is that? Second.
I can tell you, chapter 95.
Ooh.
Chapter
You
95.
know, you know
Yeah, I do know
How many
that.
forwards and
chapters?
backwards.
So, well, it doesn't have, so it's 100 essays, and then I have 4 like interludes.
Oh, okay. So you're Stephen King in it. So 16 interludes,
Yeah.
18 chapters within those chapters. There's
Yes.
sections. Got it. Cool,
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. So yeah, 100 essays, 100 moments, and then 4 other just kind of little smaller ones.
But it's not in any order, right? Like then,
It
or
is
is
a
it?
ranking 100 through 1, and they do get more important as you go along. But to me, and I go out of, and I've been saying this on other shows, but I wrote about it in the front. It is a ranking, but don't let that fool you and get caught up by it.
Yeah.
It is mine.
people like to rank things.
People don't overreact about rankings.
Oh,
What are you
yeah,
talking about, Ken? You got
exactly.
nothing to worry
yeah.
about.
You'll get a bunch of tweets.
I'm
saying,
gonna get a tweet. Why did you include this one but not this one? And I'll just be like, well, in your book, I'll look forward to your
Yeah. Well, maybe that might be the difference because a book is going to be completely different than just a YouTube video where someone can easily. The only direct way of telling you about this is if they do tweet about you, which,
Right.
and if they do, then and they're, completely negative, then screw them. Then they've got nothing else on their time to do that.
I hope they purchase the book
Yeah.
to read how much they hate my
There you
list.
go.
Right.
Yeah.
As long as
They
you
put the
purchase
time
it
and
first,
effort
you know?
to put their money where their mouth is,
yeah.
and then do that.
But we'll see. I'm excited. I'm nervous because Star Wars fans can be prickly, as we know. And I'm a pretty positive Star Wars fan, and I try to be fair and balanced with everything. I just try to share my passions for each individual movie and moment and scene that I love. So
That's what excites me the most about
We'll
it
see.
because I hear constantly all the negative shit about Star Wars, and it makes me hate Star Wars
Right.
because the fan base is so divisive and negative a lot of the time.
takes away the fun.
It does take away the fun. Like, I remember a time, like, when Force Awakens was coming out, where I was watching the trailers and like, oh, what does this mean? Oh, what does this mean? And now it's like, I don't care about any of that.
Well, that's one thing Last Jedi ruined. Not ruined for me. That's not fair. But I don't get geeked up about trailers anymore, including things that I love, like Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I think Last Jedi did a good job of giving me something different that I didn't expect, and I wasn't locked into it. Where I think whether you want to or not, you get locked into ideas, and also you start putting scenes together.
True.
Oh, that's probably third act.
Yep.
So I yeah, like even this last Game of Thrones trailer, season 8, watched it like 3 times, and that was it.
Yeah.
It's the way to do it.
It's exciting.
I still haven't seen it. I don't want to see that.
You're watching Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch Game of Thrones, but
yeah.
I haven't seen the trailer. at
Oh,
all.
good,
Yeah,
good.
I
God bless
wanna
you.
watch it,
Yeah.
God bless you. I wish I could. Yeah,
Well, you do a podcast about
I
it.
do Casterly Talk, so we have to do that. But
I gotta send you that graphic. Sorry.
oh yeah, you got a new T-shirt
that's what
available on
this is
T
about.
Public soon.
Write that down.
Because Copster created my little fun logo
That's
for
cool.
Casterly Talk, so we're gonna sell that T-shirt soon. Yeah.
How many
Anyways.
times did you see the original Star Wars in theaters?
I'm not that old, Brian.
You didn't see it in theaters?
Brian.
I want to know.
I was one.
1977.
Yeah, I saw it.
I know your history with Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, say
Yes.
it, say it.
The first time your first experience with Star Wars
Yeah.
was at the drive-in
Yeah.
for Return of the Jedi.
Oh,
We got a fan
No,
here, Ken.
No,
No, Empire?
you kind of got it right.
Oh, is Empire?
We don't have a fan here, Ken.
We don't
I
have
take
a
it back.
sorry.
We don't have a fan after all.
I saw Star Wars Episode 4: New Hope, as we call it now, in the drive-in. I was one.
Okay.
and
It
so I
was
don't.
one.
I obviously have no memory.
Oh,
of that.
okay, yeah.
Return of the Jedi. I saw it at the Fremont Theater in San Luis Obispo when I was 7 years old. That's the
close.
first time. Yeah, and I didn't see Empire until VHS afterwards.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you saw 1, 3, and then
I saw 3,
4, 6,
1,
and
4, 6,
or
7,
excuse
8,
me,
12.
6,
Yeah.
4, 5.
okay, yeah.
But luckily, I was young enough to where, when like Vader was like, "I am your father," I was like, "Oh wow." That makes Return of the Jedi a lot of sense. It
Yeah,
makes a lot of
yeah.
sense in that.
Mhm.
It wasn't a
New
huge
perspective.
impact thing where you're waiting 3 years
Yeah.
for 1980 to hit, and then
No.
That's how it was for me too, because I can't remember. It feels because Star Wars is such in pop culture that I was just I grew up with that.
Yeah, I don't remember
Yeah.
watching it for the first time.
No,
I
I'd be
remember
like,
watching. I watched Return of the Jedi a bunch of times.
Yeah.
but I don't remember the first.
I
time
remember
saw any of them.
seeing the special edition in the theater when they
Yeah.
re-released it,
Yeah.
and that's when I was like, "Whoa!" Like see it on the theater.
Yeah,
That's a lot of people's first time with Star Wars, the
Yeah.
special editions, which is why I love every iteration, even though there's things in special editions I might not like.
Right.
Same. That's why I'm a prequel fan. Is I was old, 22 at the time, and grumpy, and this ruined everything. And then more and more, I secretly started to admit to myself, I kind of liked that scene. I
Yeah.
can't tell anybody.
There's like nuggets here and there.
Yeah.
I can't fully
dive in.
defend them.
I still love when Yoda fights Dooku.
That's
I love that shit, man.
it's in my book.
I love it.
in the book?
It's
In the
great.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to tweet you right now. I'm gonna have to tweet you about that.
Just make sure you buy the book before you do that.
Yeah, no, of course.
Please.
So after initially seeing Phantom Menace, you didn't care for it?
I saw it 8 times and really loved it, and defended it on a lot of different levels. There is some stuff in there that was like Lucas was drawing upon, like a certain confrontation in British versus like troops and native troops. I think it was in Africa. There's some specific battle of
Senate hearings. Or
yeah, and there's all these other things. And then I just I didn't like it. And look, there's a lot of problems, execution problems in the movie, but I still go back. I really love the story of Phantom Menace. I will say, though, the first time I saw it, Winnetka Pacific Theaters.
in Northridge?
Northridge. Well, Winnetka, technically, next to the Northridge Mall where I used to work. I saw it 10 a.m. show, and I have my ticket fell out of my Phantom Menace novel a month ago.
You still
I
have the
still
ticket?
have it. I hadn't seen it for 20 years, and I grabbed the novel. I'm going to reread the novel, and it fell out. And I was like, "Oh my god!" I was
how
like,
much was the price of it?
$5.50.
Jeez.
And Pacific Theaters raised the price a month before from $5 to $5.50, and I was like, "Oh, they're doing that for Star Wars." But when the movie started, and we're cheering, we're screaming, and then I remember when it starts going in, and you got one of the Nemodians talking to the Jedi land, the captain, Silas Carson's playing that captain, and I was like, I remember thinking, "Uh-oh, something's different. Something's different," and I still feel that way. But
Yeah.
I do love them.
It's also a Nemoidian.
Nemoidian, yeah.
Get it? Leonard Nimoy.
Ooh,
George Lucas got them for that.
Nimoy. Okay.
I don't
Guys,
know.
I just realized. I don't mean to segue out of Star Wars here.
No,
but,
we should not talk about Star Wars.
This is not only Ken's, second or no, this is third time on the show.
Third time on the show.
Which you know what that means. Ken's a member of the Wanger Turkey Club.
Oh,
The exclusive
we
club.
gotta do that.
You
yes.
don't get anything.
You get a
I
bowling
wish
ball.
we had something for you.
Yeah.
Is there other
Yeah.
members of the Turkey Club?
Yeah, there's I think Frank, Striffler, Alex, who did it like a week ago, and we didn't,
We
we didn't
didn't
acknowledge
bring
it
it
at all.
Sorry, and you're drinking the rest of your
RB3,
scotch.
RB3, I think
RB3
he's the
definitely
leader.
on
That's,
it.
Yeah.
that's a good category. It's
Yeah.
like the Five Timers Club.
Yeah, Five Timers Club.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Gobble gobble, Ken. You did
I
it.
love that. I love that, man. As long as I'm always ahead of Dorina.
Yeah,
I want to make
I
sure
don't know.
You're
how
pacing
many
ahead there.
appearances she has. I have double.
We can only take so much darkness. There's only so much.
She's a sweetheart.
She's the best.
Don't let
She is the
anyone.
best.
Don't let her fool you.
There's going to be a battle between Dorina and Frank now.
Yeah?
I feel like. I mean, I don't know.
Okay,
Frank
that'd be
hasn't talked to us about. I don't know.
Does he
if,
talk to her?
I don't
Do
know.
they even know each other?
I don't even know
Has
if
he
they've
been
ever
on
met.
3
I
times?
feel like there's been a
He
fake.
is.
Frank has been on 3 times.
I think so.
Yeah, Frank's got a
Yeah.
turkey. Mhm.
Yeah, he's a Patreon supporter too. I don't know if he's listening to the
Really?
show. He is. Yeah, I don't know why he did that, but
Frank's a nice guy.
he's a great.
I mean, he doesn't support me in any endeavor, but
Oh, turkeys.
turkey.
I was like, what the fuck is this?
got it.
Isn't that nice? The
those-
Roadcaster Pro.
Yeah.
Changing the game.
It's so easy to do stuff now.
I did my first ever live video where I took phone
you did?
calls and stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. All through that.
So you hook it up to your iPhone?
Yeah,
Or-
hook my iPhone up to, but also Google Voice. I have a
Oh.
voice number, and you can just take calls on there. Yeah, it's great.
And it's clear and they can hear you. There's
I mean,
no delay.
it was relatively nice. It's always going to sound like a phone call, but hey,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
does
yeah.
on radio too. So
Yeah, yeah.
it was good. Yeah, thanks, Rode.
That was a good one.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, back to Game of Thrones, real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, do that.
I recently went back because I wanted to rewatch all the seasons, but I feel like
That's a
at this point it might be too late. You think?
When's it start? April?
April
I
14th.
think mathematically you can still do it.
I think
Yeah.
you can do it mathematically.
Do one
Yeah.
a day?
Well, Amber didn't want to.
Has she seen them?
Yeah, no, we're all caught. We actually rewatched season 7 last week, and that took us like 2 days because it's such a short. It's so quick.
7 episodes.
And I told her, I was like, "Oh, just do the whole season." I sat through the first one, and then she came in around like episode 2, about halfway
Yeah.
through. She's like, "There's no way I'm doing this."
really,
But it's
First
so
season's
funny
great.
because I remember listening to your. I don't know if it was Casterly Talk or it might have been another Game of Thrones podcast you were doing at the
Collider
time.
one or Screen Junkies
Maybe.
one. Yeah.
You're the only person I trust when it comes to Game of Thrones.
Oh, thank you.
You,
Yeah.
well, I know Rachel.
Rachel
Rachel's
knows-
great
Rachel-
too, but you're
yeah.
like the one I go to, and whoever is
Okay.
inside your circle, I trust too.
Okay, that's good.
And I remember like hearing you talk about that, and then going back and rewatching the show. I remember after like sometime last year, I started rewatching it, and I got through like season 3, and you just pick up on so many little things.
You do.
Tiny little things, because when you first watch it, you're like, "What the fuck is going
yeah.
on?"
There's so many names you,
So many
you get
names.
introduced to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then like tiny little things like I was rewatching. Nice. I was rewatching season 1 where Varys.
There's Viserys.
Viserys.
Danny's-
There we go.
Danny's
Here,
brother.
Excuse
with
me.
that
I know.
mispronunciation.
Danny's brother.
Dare
He's with the lovely whore that's in the bathtub.
Dorea.
There you go.
Played by Roxanne McKee.
Okay. I don't. Wow. See, he knows
Yeah.
his stuff.
Yeah.
He knows his stuff, not me.
That's
I'm not
season
trying-
1?
We're talking about the
That's season
dragon
one.
dude?
Season 1.
The dragon dude. The piece
Okay,
of shit.
I've seen this scene.
Okay. Yeah, they're in the bathtub.
That sounded weird.
I'm sure
I
you
mean,
have.
this is how far I got
It's in your
my
watch
Game of
later
Thrones
on
watching.
YouTube, huh?
I've watched the first 5 or 6 episodes of season
They're
1.
naked in a bathtub.
Yes.
Yeah,
Cody.
it's good stuff.
But there's a
Kind of
line.
looks
in-
like Cody, too.
Yeah,
multiple
a little
times,
bit.
you know.
Give him blonde hair.
Yeah.
There's a line in there where
Yeah.
she says, "I've seen men that can change their faces,"
their
and I'm like,
faces.
"Oh, wow!"
Oh, they're
Yep.
setting up
They're
season
setting up
whatever.
tiny
Yep.
little things, and then
Yeah, she says something else there too. There's something else.
she says another thing in
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
you said, I don't know if I don't remember because I've been going back and listening to some older Casterly Talk just to kind of catch myself up.
Oh, great.
And you mentioned Benjen Stark, like the scene in the first season,
Yeah.
where it's like he shows up there, and then it parallels to like season 7.
In season 1, episode 1, John is outside the party. He is with his sword and he's hacking some practice dummies, for lack of a better term. Benjen comes riding in. Well, season 7, Benjen comes back. Jon Snow is hacking at White Walkers.
Yeah.
And Benjen comes running on
all the way
That's a
back.
nice little
a
echo.
little poetry.
Yeah.
There's a lot. There was one I didn't even notice, and I've rewatched the show in full 10 times.
Because you watch when new episodes come out, you watch it multiple
I
times.
watched
that
him
night.
when I was doing Collider last year. I'd watch him 4 times that night if I could, 3
shit,
sometimes.
night?
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'd be up till like 2 in the morning. and
I
making
think that's
notes.
how you should do it if you're doing a recap show.
Yeah.
You
Especially
should-
when you-
should rewatch
You
it a
miss
few
because
times.
you miss his
Yeah.
details.
And then
But
when-
I just on this last one, I missed it. Can't say how many times I missed it. Tyrion says something about being maybe we should ship them in a box to Essos. It's a site, and that's what happens
That's
to
what
him like
happened to
2
him.
years later.
Yeah.
Long
Oh.
game. They play the long game a lot on that show.
True. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
they-
crazy. I know.
lot of-
Is
lot
there
of sex on the
is
show.
there? Yeah. Is there a big backlash though because of how like is this season shorter? The very last one.
6 episodes. Yeah.
I know it's 6 episodes, but like
But every episode's
time-wise-
super long.
Well, so it's one of the only times I called in Collider live. I almost called in because I disagreed even with my buddy Josh McCook. 6 episodes. Like I don't know the exact runtime. 3 of them I think are like 80 minutes. The show's normally 50.
I think the last 3 are like an hour 20.
The shows range from, I think one of the shortest ones is season 7 with the loot train one where the Danny flies into the dragon for their stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of the shortest episodes of the show. It's like 45 minutes. Most of the time they're 50, 55 episodes. We got 2 or 3 80. We got one like 60 or something, 150, and one like 48. I think is episode 1. And people threw a fit, but at no point did HBO say you're getting movies. At no point, find me the quote that someone says, "Oh, each episode's going to be a 2-hour-long movie."
It's true.
They said maybe longer or extended, but they never said that. It's like this phantom quote that J.J. Abrams said episode 9 is going to tie all 9 movies together. Not entirely true, not entirely false,
Right,
not entirely true.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward. But yes, there's a black.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Season 8 will run a total of 440 minutes.
Nice.
That's only 2 minutes shorter than season 7.
What the fuck?
With an
Are you
extra,
fucking
with an
kidding me?
extra episode.
Unbelievable.
Of season 7. Yeah,
I
season-
guess
Such
so, yeah.
fucking bullshit.
Yeah, season
So
7
it's
at
about
7.
the same.
Look, the producers said at one point when they started the show, they were hoping for 70 hours of television.
That's what they wanted.
That's what they wanted.
Yeah.
They're getting 73 towards the end, roughly.
That's good.
Yeah.
They're getting to tell their story.
And you feel it like season 7 flies. 'Cause I think at the time when that season was coming out, everyone was like, "Oh, they're traveling so fast. They're getting to these spots." I'm like, "Well, they got a story to tell." You know, I don't. It's fine.
Well, because that was different from like I think the previous season where they took like the whole season to get from one area to the next.
Yeah, look at season 2 or 3. You know, you got when season 3 when Brienne and Jamie are traveling down to King's Landing. That's an entire season.
That was such a great season.
So, and I get it, I get it, but I was more on your side, where we have less characters, we have bigger plots to deal with. I don't need John and Davos on a ship for 3 weeks.
Yeah, you said recently, like, Gerard Marmont, like, you don't want to see, like, an entire season of him dealing with the grayscale. They figure it out.
They figure it out. Do I miss some of the longer conversations? Totally.
Yeah, for sure.
Totally. But it's just the nature of it. We're getting towards the end. We need solutions.
That's what's exciting, and I hope they really do pull it off, because I think I jumped on board after the Red Wedding, after all the reactions, everything came up. So like that was season 3, right?
Yeah.
So season 4 was like the first one I actually watched.
Wait, when you
live.
first started?
Yeah. When
Oh,
I
so
first
you
started.
watched up to that season, then the fourth season is when you were.
Season 3 completed. I heard everyone talking about the Red Wedding. I was like, well, what is this all about? So I think I tried watching the first episode multiple times because it took me a second. But then once I finally like got it, I was like, oh, okay, I'm on board.
You
I'm
were on board the first episode?
Not like right away.
Right when he pushes him out of the
All right.
window?
Brian, I've seen
I
that
was
first
on
episode
board.
like 5 times.
How are you not on
Like,
board with like,
I'm
what the
trying.
fuck
It
happened?
doesn't
trying.
grab you?
Nah, man. I don't
Cody
know.
hates it.
I don't hate it. I think it's a great show. Great made show. I'm not invested.
I gotta tell, I tell the story a lot, but it's true. I didn't know anything about it. Hadn't read the books. I'd heard about the books.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a huge sci-fi fantasy guy. I'm a Star Wars guy. That's all I like Lord of the Rings. I don't go read. I don't read Tolkien books. God bless people do. So I went in blind. I was hooked the first 30 seconds. When you go north of the wall, and I'm thinking, oh, we got knights, we got swords.
It was really scary.
And a blue zombie guy.
Yeah.
I was like, what am I watching?
Yeah.
That was the cold open, right?
Cold open.
Yeah.
That's God.
Cold in here.
And then in hindsight too, seeing how that's how they start off the show too, and knowing that that's going to be like the bigger picture thing is really cool.
I do think I'm gonna watch the new season just because I know everything. Hear me out.
Yeah.
I
You have
know
no idea.
everything that's happened.
No, you don't know
No, you don't.
the
I know
Name the
the
3 dragons.
politics,
Name the dragons,
I
Cody.
can't name the 3 dragons.
Neither
but I
can
can tell
I.
you there's 3, and I can tell you that one of them turned into a zombie.
Whoa!
Yes.
Whoa!
Yes.
Whoa!
Yes.
Whoa!
Right?
All right. What about this?
Okay.
What about this? The knight in the first 30 seconds who gets killed in season 1, episode 1.
Yeah, I can't tell you his name, but go on.
Who's he related to?
Oh,
I'm gonna guess
I don't even know that one.
Sean Bean
No.
because they. All right.
Which one?
Because
Which
the guy
which-
goes there.
Which
the
one?
one that looks like Matt Damon, like young Matt
Is he
Damon.
related? to
Okay,
Matt
so the
Damon?
one that's first, not the one that's executed by Ned, right?
Robert?
No, yeah, that's Will, and then there's Garrett,
Okay.
and then there's this third guy, the guy who gets killed first. He's the a-hole knight.
Ooh.
His father is still on the show.
Whoa.
Father's
Yeah.
Jorma.
Jamie.
If
No.
he's blonde,
You know, he's not blonde. He's brunette.
he just looks like Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Give me a second.
It's
Give me a
not
second.
Tyrion, I don't think.
No.
His father is still on the show.
You get
Sir
to-
Davos?
Is it the
No.
dragon guy in the bathtub? No, he dies with the hot. I saw that.
Oh, you
I
saw that?
I-
Oh,
that's how far
the
I've
ground.
gotten.
What about
That's
the
how
guy
far
that
I've
got
gotten.
killed while he's shitting, and then he got
Yeah.
an
I
arrow
don't recall
through the
that
chest?
one. Was that in the same thing?
Yeah.
That was season 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
around there. I don't know.
Has it been mentioned in the show?
Not directly.
Really?
Oh, so it's another hinted at, like who are John's parents?
Yeah,
type
yeah.
thing.
It's not that important. It's just a fun little thing.
the dragon.
Sir Raymer Royce gets killed by the White Walkers. His father is Bronze Jan Royce, who is at the Vale. He's the guy who is training Robin, the kid,
the nipple kid,
who's like real bad. When he's real bad, and he's talking to Baelish. And he's got the big chest plate and the big thing.
Yeah.
That's his father.
Whoa.
Yeah. They're from the Vale of Arryn.
Has he been in the show since?
Been in the show since like season, I want to say 3 or something, 4, something like that. Yeah.
Wow,
Cody, I've seen the show. I have no idea what they're talking about.
I know what he's talking about. Yeah, you're talking about.
I'm just being an actually dick.
So you remember the kid that was sucking on the nipple? He was too old to be drinking from the teat. Yes.
I thought the mom got
So
pushed through the
when the
she
mom
did.
dies.
Yeah.
The 3 people start grilling Baelish and Sansa in the next episode.
Yeah.
He's one of the guys.
Okay,
Yeah.
I get it now. Cody,
And
I
then the
am on
water
board.
turns green in the fire and stuff.
Yeah.
And then the
White Walker
people
throws
die
a
at the
spear
wedding.
and-
And then
My favorite thing
Cody's
to
ready.
piss off
I'm back,
Amber
I'm back.
because she loves the guy who plays Littlefinger.
Yeah, Aidan
like
Gillen.
Aidan Gillen. I always say every time he talks, because he talks like this. Every time he talks, I just like whisper in her ear, the veil. Every single time, she can't stand it.
I'll tell you what, though. I don't mean to break this up by gender. All right, I don't. Women love Baelish.
Right? I don't get it.
Love Baelish.
I don't get it. She don't care for anyone else but him. It's just like, whoa, I want to see that little
I
finger.
thought he was the most interesting character.
He's so interesting.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of women
Wow.
who are like, oh yeah,
Over Jon Snow. Over,
her's my engine.
Over Jamie Lannister.
Yeah, you got Jamie. You got. I mean, yeah. I know a lot. Jorah's my favorite guy. I know
Jorah's
a lot
your
of,
favorite. Yeah.
I know a lot of my female friends are like, oh yeah, old Jorah. He's pretty sexy.
Yeah.
I obsessed with Baelish.
Yeah.
Wow.
Were you up?
Yeah.
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
You're burping up beer, and I love
Yeah,
that.
I know.
Yeah.
Were you upset with the outcome of season 7? I know, like we had like a whole back then, the 2016, 2017,
Yeah,
2017, when the Schmoes No Show was still going on. We had that whole show.
Well, someone tried to make me fight another person on the show, and I don't like doing that.
Like changing somebody's opinion about something.
Well, exactly, because it's our good friend Andres Cabrera who pops on Casterly Talk with me, who's very insightful.
Oh, yeah.
and we have come to a good piece over that episode. He's not wrong, and some of the writing wasn't maybe as strong in season 7. I think they had some tough challenges, but I still think it's better than just about any damn thing that's ever been put out there, and that's where I come from as a fan. But yeah, at the time, the Baelish storyline, a lot of people felt was shortchanged.
And especially as you, a fan who's read the books, but now read all the books, because there's still two more.
Yeah, we'll never get them.
You don't think you'll ever get them?
We'll get the next one. I think he's going to announce the release date after the show's ending.
Okay.
And then after the next one, I mean, have you seen the guy?
He's about
He's in his 80s.
He's only like 69, 70.
He looks like he's in
But
Santa Claus.
I've seen him eat at the Fox Sport Grill in San Diego. And you want to yell, try the broccoli.
Yeah.
And
Why is it though that he's taking so long?
But he's too busy celebrating all this
I think,
fandom
doing a
stuff.
lot
I think
of drugs.
initially,
Yeah.
he's a rock star, man. He's a rock star. My first Comic-Con, I got blessed by going to a party, my first night, and I'm thinking this is like every Comic-Con ever, and George R. Martin walked in to this party, and it was like, Mick Jagger showed up.
Wow.
All these nerds in San Diego, I'm one of them, going,
George R. Martin.
George R. Martin. And yeah, he had that kind of like, humble, but just yes, I created everything.
yeah.
Was it DJ by Hodor?
No, but I've met him.
Christian something.
Christian Narn.
He's a DJ, right?
He is a DJ, and I've met him by chance at a party in Glendale at a club, and
Okay.
he is giant.
He's really
Because I've met Kit Harington, Jon Snow, Richard Madden, Robb Stark, Alfie Allen, Theon, Davos, Varys.
Whoa.
I've been in an elevator with Gilly.
I was with you.
Gilly's great.
You were with
Yes,
me. You were
yes.
with me.
Yeah,
San
that
Diego.
was San Diego. I remember that. Yeah.
And I think one or two more.
What about Brienne? Is she?
I've met Brienne, or not met Brienne, Gwendolyn Christie.
Yeah.
Schmoes were actually at an autograph signing at some LA Comic Con, and she was 2 tables over.
I remember that.
that?
Yes, you were with us.
Yeah, it was early
Sure.
on.
You were with us. You had
was.
shaved head.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
okay.
she's 6'2".
You skinhead.
But,
All right.
Kit Harington,
Swastika and everything.
All right.
I'm not a tall man, right? You look like... Thad's neo-Nazi.
I don't
hair.
remember this.
I actually really love Thad's hair.
Oh, Thad's hair is great.
I don't
wish I
remember
had
this
Thad's
haircut that I had that you guys are speaking
on,
of.
I kind of
The
remember.
white nationalist.
And it was
It was just Buzz?
I'm not a tall
It was
man.
Buzz.
I tower over Kit Harington.
He's the little guy.
Oh, wow.
I tower over
Yeah.
Richard Madden.
Madden, too.
Yeah, he's very thin. He's maybe more my height, but very thin. As all actors, I've met at the same party. I met Orlando Bloom. When I say met, I'm not like I shook hands.
it.
I shook hands with Kit Harington.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even do
and
that. I'm
our
sure.
friend Naveed from Schmoes was like
Yeah.
friends with all of them. Was like,
Oh,
hey, this
shit.
is Kit, and he was like, hey, nice to meet you. And Richard Madden, all very nice, by the way. Oh, Rose Leslie, who's Egret John Kit Harington's real life.
You know nothing.
Yeah, you know nothing, Johnson. Like most actors, they're all kind of tiny. Christian Narn, no.
Who's
That's
Hodor.
that's Hodor? Oh yeah, giant.
there.
Giant penis.
Oh, and me and Matt Key drunkenly talked to Rory McCann, the Hound, at Comic-Con at a party.
Oh, did you say yarp?
No, but all three of us were blitzed, waiting to get more drinks. And I guess at the panel earlier that day, I had not gone, but Matt Key was there. And a dog, like a CNI dog or service dog, was in there and barked. And from the stage, Rory McCann was like, I'm the Hound, be quiet, or something like that. So we're in line doing this like drunken thing, and Matt Key is 6'5", and Roy McCann's like 6'4", 6'5". So they make eye contact, and Matt Key's like, "Hey man, you were really fun on that panel today. Remember that dog?" And like Roy McCann's like, "Remember when that dog fucking barked?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm the Hound." And it was like, yeah, high five. It was
That's a much better experience than what Cody had when he ran into the dude from Daredevil in the bathroom.
I walked up to a guy and I was like, "Hey man, I like the show. I like season 1." I'm like looking forward to season 2.
After he took a piss.
And I
Is he
don't
at the
walk
urinal?
up. No, it was at the bar. I don't
Oh,
talk
okay.
to anybody ever. But
Yeah, you know.
I felt the confidence that day to talk to that guy.
He's one of the Bash brothers.
He was just like, "Hey, thanks," and he just walked away. But I totally freaked him out.
Oh, is the guy from the Mighty Ducks?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
that guy.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
awesome. What
It's,
you any Comic-Con? Because Comic-Con's a chance you just run into them in the weird spots.
Yeah. M. Night Shyamalan. I joke about that.
We were at that party, right?
Yes. Yeah. I think that. Yeah, because that was like the Walking Dead party. I think.
It would
Or-
no, it was Outcast.
Oh,
Outlast.
Outcast.
Yes. Was it at the
Outlast?
library, San Diego Library, the Children's Museum, I should say?
No, it was like a
It was like on a rooftop, right?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't. We were at
It was,
another one.
Outcast.
Well, you remember when we had the Schmoes Know? Was it Geek Nation? Those fuckers.
The Geek Nation party.
I don't remember, but it was on a rooftop.
It was the same location as
Same
the Nation
location.
party, but not the same party.
Yes. That's the same hotel that a lot of
Yes.
parties at. I was sunburned in all those photos.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, there's pictures of me, Roxy, and Sarah Stretton.
God bless Sarah.
I look like you've been dipped in Mustafar lava.
That
Yes.
was,
Anyway, so Shyamalan was there.
Yeah, Shyamalan was there. He was promoting The Visit, and like normally I don't care to get photos, but like I love his work so much. So like I was like, hey, M. Night. I called him Night. I was like, yo, Night. I was like, I'm a big fan. I'm excited to see your new movie. I hear great things. And then, could you mind if I take a picture? I take a photo. He's like, yeah, you totally gotta go see it. I'm showing it tonight. You should go. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm totally gonna go. I didn't go. No.
That same year, because he had a little bit longer hair,
Yeah, a little
right?
bit longer hair, yeah.
Show the picture. Put the picture up.
Yeah, right there.
I don't want to put the picture up.
At this other party, he said the Children's Museum.
my screensaver.
Yeah, Zach Levi was having his big party. That usually he had it at Petco. That year he got moved. I think it was with Harloff and Ellis. They do a movie review show, and
Christian goes to parties at Comic-Con?
he does.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
And we turned around a line, and there's Shyamalan surrounded by like 7 women. And I'm not saying he was like with them all or anything, just surrounded. And he's in the middle, like, who cares? If
He
no one-
knows what's happening.
Yeah.
Ah.
But he seemed very nice.
He's got a sixth sense. about those
I
things.
ran into, there's the photos, ran into,
At 2.
You're good. I
Two
ran
in
into Mark Ellison. I ran into Will Forte at 2 in the morning.
Oh, that's great.
And he had the Last Man on Earth beard going. And
Did he have the
it was
half
like the
beard?
half one? Or?
No, he had the full. So it was in 2014 and maybe 2015. And we see him, and people always say I look like him. I don't think that's 100% true. I think I kind of remind people, especially my sketch comedy stuff. I reminded him. And my old friend Chip Dornell used to do comedy with him back in the day when they were before the Groundlings even. And so we see him, and Ellis is like, "You gotta go say hi to him." And I'm like, no, I can't. There's a guy. It's like 2 girls, and they're laughing, and they're getting into a thing. And Ellis is like, "Well, I'm gonna do it." So he goes up and he's like, "Hey, Will. And Will's, "Hey, how you doing?" He goes, "Hey, people say my friend over here looks like you. Can I get a picture of you guys together?" And his friend turns out I'm standing like 6 yards away.
Oh.
Like 2 running backs need to drop 3 yards in the dust to get to me. Like I'm like, "Hi," and his friend goes, he doesn't look like him. Let's go.
Oh.
And let's go. And Will's like, no, man, let's take a picture.
Oh,
so we
that's
take a
cool.
picture. And as we're taking a picture, I go, hey, Will, do you know my friend Chip Dornell? And Will goes, oh my God, you know Chip. I haven't seen Chip in years. And he gives me his email address. Oh. And I gave it to Chip. I don't know if they ever talked or anything like that, but he was the best.
Cool.
He was the best. He hadn't talked to us for a while.
Wow.
2 in the morning, San Diego.
Whoa.
Where at? I need to go to this.
At our hotel. I forget. I've stayed at so many hotels there now. The Indigo, the Bergeron, the Burgundy.
That one hotel we
House of
stayed out
Blues.
near the airport outside of downtown San Diego.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, the Days Inn. The
Days
Inn. Yes,
Days
next
Inn.
to
The motels.
SeaWorld. Next
Yes.
to SeaWorld.
Is that the worst? Well,
Taking that bus shuttle.
No, the worst
I
Comic-Con.
apologize.
Was
Yeah,
was the first Comic-Con I ever went to. That was the
I
absolute
feel
worst.
bad about that.
You should.
Sleeping
Everyone
on the-
should.
Look, I'll tell you this: it wasn't my decision. I had nothing to do with it.
Whose was it?
I think you know.
Someone
I know.
else who has been mentioned on the show already.
Yes,
Someone
yes.
else,
No, it's such a long
in the
time
past.
ago.
It's in the
I think
past.
at the time it was like, this is a great opportunity for me to be in the and I mean, look
Here's
where
where
I am
I feel
today.
bad.
No, it's a story now.
It's
No,
a
that's
story.
true. It's very true. Yeah.
Do people who know the story, you know, you and Tapia slept on the
Josh.
sidewalk,
to get into Hall H on a Saturday morning.
but not even for you guys to get in, like for
for other people to
Christian
get in.
and Mark
Yeah.
to get in. Yeah,
And
we
I-
were covering for the
pretty
schmo.
funny when you say it out loud.
It's very funny.
It's seat filling spot in line.
Yeah. Well, I would say there's obviously negatives about it, especially
Yeah.
me and Josh recorded a bunch of reaction videos that never got posted. Like we did a bunch of extra work that just never went anywhere.
Might as well get some work done while you're
Yeah,
there. Okay,
yeah.
fair enough.
But I would say some of the positives of that, we met a very nice family out there because they go to Comic-Con every year. Like where we were sleeping on the floor, there was a nice family next to us.
A little community of homeless rats.
Yes,
basically.
they take their kids, and we told them, we were like, hey, we don't mind if you guys go back, because their house was like literally down the street. And like, if you guys want to go home and chill for the night, we can hold your spot if you get us for the next night. They're like, yes, we love that. And then that's what ended up happening.
Oh, you did multiple nights? Or you're supposed to do multiple? I thought it was just one night.
No, they spent the whole con there.
Yes.
On the
And so
the floor.
here's why I feel real bad.
Oh yeah, I know where you're going.
that's not it.
There's two. Here's why I feel real bad. I knew in my heart that this was not an opportunity for you. That you were being used for your
You could have
space.
done something, Ken.
Yeah.
And then I felt bad about it. I didn't know you as well, but I knew JTI a little bit better.
You still hated me at the time.
I probably hated you. I wasn't sure of you. I remember you saying that you could look up and see us at the party. And that's
like
the
Hard
first
Rock
time
or
the
something like
little
that.
good Christian boy inside of me who helps the poor and the weak was like, oh, that's not good. I feel bad about that.
Oh, yeah,
We couldn't even bring you like a turkey leg or anything.
Nothing.
You know?
No, every 10 seconds when we check Instagram, everyone's at a party with some famous people, like me and Josh. Me and
Me and Will Forte.
Yeah. If it
You
was
got
any
permanent back problems from that night.
Oh, really?
No, you
It was
do.
perfect though. Like anybody else,
Yeah.
I think would have made the experience, like, because it was with Josh. It's just, I don't know. It just made that experience so much more.
So
fun.
the third night, I think, is when he came to me and Mark Riley's hotel room, chit chatting. It was like 10 o'clock at night. We were just doing some work, and he just, I'm not lying. There's a pause. We're like, all right, we're checking. There's a pause, and he just goes, do you mind if I take one of those pillows? And we're like, yeah, why don't you take a pillow? So,
oh man,
Comic-Con.
Never again. And then the next year, we just like walked into Hall H.
Yeah.
I know.
It became so fucking easy to get in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Never
Oh,
again.
The glory days.
The glory
days. The first year was just me and Harloff and Ellis, and
Yeah.
I'd wait, and then I'd run down and shoot the videos afterwards.
Was that the year prior, 2012?
Yeah, it was. I think 2014 or 2013.
Oh,
was
you're
my
right.
first
2014.
year.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah,
they joined in October of 2013. Yeah.
Is that when you? Okay, yeah. So it's 2012. Wow, time flies.
Have you guys been at it for 5 years?
Since 2014,
I'm
I've
going
been,
on 5, yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You're still the new kid to me.
Yeah.
Actually, sorry, I don't know what you are.
I don't know what I am either. I just show
All
up.
of a sudden,
here.
this guy with a beard showed
Yeah.
up, and
Well, you
kind
went
of-
last year, and you went the year before.
I think I'm gone
You
to
did.
two so far.
Because that
yeah.
first year was the year we fought. Me and Cody fought.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, then I went.
Not fought, but
Then I've been 3 times because the first time I went like on a Saturday just to fill in for Finstock.
oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
What'd you guys fight about?
It was
Can I bring that
a
up?
variety of things that kind of built up to something.
Because
basically, he was also mad at us, so that was already hurting the fact.
Brian was mad at you guys?
Yeah, sorry, Brian was mad. I'm sorry. Brian was also upset at us, and then so we were upset that he was upset, and then we're all upset at each other, and then one thing happened, and then we both just went off on
It was also
Yeah.
like 1 in the
Yeah.
morning too.
It was.
That's
late.
what happened.
We were hungry too. It was
hungry.
a lot of bad combinations.
Yeah.
That's the
going
worst.
together.
Nobody and Comic-Con is just like they put it out there as this like big amazing thing. Not when you're working fucking production because you're the ones doing all the goddamn work. And that might have been the year where we did like 30 something videos.
Oh, we did a lot.
yeah.
It is so true. You guys worked your ass off. Not for nothing. I had a couple cons where running video back to our hotel room for Ellis like 4 or 5 times. But out there, I made it that night on the party.
Yeah.
I made up for it a little bit doing Screen Junkie Central. Produced 18 live shows in 2.5 days.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You're up at 6 a.m. You're going, and look, it's great work. Don't get me wrong, but I hated it. I hated that year.
Like
2016.
actually working Comic-Con.
You never, because same thing. I get it was karma. Copster, you can say it was karma.
Yeah.
I'd be like stuck at, and I'd look at Instagram. Just met me and Daenerys Targaryen are at a party doing cocaine.
Some people just get to party all day,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
for the rest of us, we actually have to make
Yeah.
the content work.
Yeah.
So
it happens. Say
But
it's like
we made up. The best part was in the elevator.
The elevator, like everyone's already gone. It's just me and him, and all of a sudden,
I'm just like,
I'm sorry. I was like, we just fought.
We just wanted to hug each other. It's just like, dude, this is stupid. Why are we doing this?
That's hilarious.
That was
That's
great.
hilarious.
We're good.
Yeah.
Oh, Comic-Con. It's almost that time again.
Fuck
I don't know
yeah.
if I'm gonna go to this year.
I don't know. I have no.
Yeah. We
past
didn't
2
for
years, I
work.
know.
We don't know.
Work-wise, you
yeah.
don't know.
Until like the week
Yeah.
of.
Mhm.
Well, Cody, you weren't supposed to go last year.
Yeah, last year me and Adam just went down on the train, and we were like, "I'm gonna go."
Last year was just me and
I had
Joey.
a couple things I did for
Right.
Schmoes, but like it was nothing major. Like
Yeah.
it was.
Oh, you were working?
I did a couple videos for Schmoes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, now we're all 4 of us could be in Star Wars Celebration.
Oh yeah, you going too there, Brian?
Yeah. I got the
no.
invite. Somehow I snuck myself in.
Yeah.
gonna
Oh well,
help.
some schmo stuff. Yeah, schmo down.
I'm not working that.
No, he's.
You're working.
So we're doing the schmo. Me and Cody are doing the schmo down.
It's gonna
so-
be a rough weekend for us, Ken.
Yeah, we're not
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
see Chicago that much,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But we do get to the thing I'm most excited for is to shoot Ellis's special.
Oh, great.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Great.
I'm very much looking forward to that.
Yeah, we're all
Great.
working on that.
I'll get to see it. Get to warm up the crowd. It's fun.
Yes.
Are you opening?
Me and Makuga, I wouldn't even. We are more just doing crowd warm up. Like we're not really doing. We'll be.
set.
Yeah. We got like 9 minutes to get
Oh,
the crowd ready. Get the crowd ready.
Like, because you guys did that for Ellis, I think last year at the.
At San Diego.
I forgot what theater it was. Like it was no, it was kind of close by.
The downtown in San Diego.
Yeah.
The downtown comedy club thingy. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys opened up.
That was our first one. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
our first one. And we were still filling it out. And then we did his LA show, Arizona, which was the best one so far, in Seattle, which was fun. They're all fun, but Arizona, just it was a hot crowd.
You guys were great in New York, too.
Yeah.
Oh, New York!
New York was a lot of fun.
New York was fun. New York was fun too. So we're doing. I think I'm going up with Ellis to San Francisco.
Oh.
Don't quote me on that yet. I don't believe I'm in Houston. Then I'll be in Chicago.
You guys
But
plan bits, or is it just
No, we
whatever?
have we go. Hey, let's talk about that. By now we've got a couple things we go back to. Snoring Night Terrors bit. We go over a little bit, and then we play around with some stuff. That's why people are like, oh, you're back doing stand up. I'm like, I'm not really doing.
Yeah.
it. I'm just doing a live podcast
Right.
pretty much?
on my feet.
Well, that's almost just as tough because you're up there with somebody else to know each other's. I mean, you guys do.
I'd be more comfortable up there if I had
Yeah.
if I didn't have
Like
anything
us.
planned.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's
It's-
true.
Yeah,
That's true.
you have
Yeah.
the safety net,
Yeah.
but it's like, Josh and I have to read. Josh gets his momentum going, and so he'll tell a story and he'll get going. I just kind of have to wait and pick my moments, and then he knows when to hand the ball over, and then I go and I think I'm more of the structure, like knowing. All right, we're at 12 minutes in, and not
Right.
that Josh is a professional comic, but like, I think I'm the anchor, and he's having the fun in the hot pants and running around. That's why it works.
Yeah, he does go around like to the back of the audience, and he'll eat some nachos off a guy's plate.
He humped a girl.
Oh, he did that. Wow.
Christy McGee, one of our patrons.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
We call her Ball Drop McGee because she had the nickname Christmas McGee, and we thought, well, for New Year's it needs to be Ball Drop McGee.
Yeah, of course.
Need some
She's
explanation.
a very loyal, dedicated, married woman, and Josh basically did striptease and dry humped her in front of the entire New York audience.
Was she
and
cool with it though?
She was very cool with it.
Did he bring her on stage for that,
No,
or
she
from
was
her
front
seat?
row.
Oh, front row.
Yeah, front row.
Nice. What pants was Josh wearing?
I forget New York. It was
Definitely brightly colored.
definitely
The American.
Yeah.
The
Was it
American.
USA pants?
I don't think
pants?
USA pants was Arizona.
Mm.
Money pants, not maybe money pants. No,
maybe money pants.
I might have been. I just might have been random.
Maybe like a
bright
Statue
colors.
of Liberty
I got
pants. Does
really
he have
drunk
those?
that night.
In New York. You got really
Yeah.
drunk that
I'm
night.
trying to remember if I did.
That was the night.
Probably did if it
we,
counts.
what was that?
Was that the next morning with three of us had breakfast?
Possibly. Yes. I
We
think
all
Was
so.
it?
We were pretty hungover.
Yeah.
Because me and Cody walked back from the comedy, the
that was
comedy
pretty
area.
far.
It was pretty far.
Oh yeah, because we did the there was the restaurant after the fact, and then we
Yes.
all walked from there.
We went to
yes,
that restaurant.
Yes, I was drunk that night. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I was.
I got drunk and I had a really bad tri-tip. Was it
Oh,
tri-tip
yeah.
or sirloin?
I sure don't recall.
I don't remember, but it wasn't really that great. But I still ate it.
I had
it
a
at the
$16 basket of fries.
Yeah.
Was that at the
$16?
club location?
That club location. Yeah,
that
where
Jen,
everyone.
Jen said us.
No,
Jen,
no. That was different. That was
Oh.
different.
Oh,
this
no.
was the restaurant that we went to.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. The club was the night after the
Yes,
showdown.
which I was even more drunk.
yes.
I have a destructive lifestyle.
We made that horrible mistake to all walk
To go
down
to
to
Times
Times
That was a
Square.
fantastic idea.
Yes.
And
From
I
where?
did not regret it at all.
Far. Like,
We did
like
at
the
least
tip-
like 20 blocks. I
20
wanna say.
short blocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, at
And
least.
you know, New York does that because they're like, let's walk.
Yeah.
I can see it from right here.
Oh, no. It's
45
we
minutes
stopped
later.
for pizza. It was,
on
Yeah.
51st
Well, that was
Street.
great.
You're on
Yeah.
like 2nd
It was a
Street.
trek, man. Yeah.
Not too far off. Not too far off. Oh, the restaurant.
Yeah.
Ed, our listener, Ed.
Ed.
It was a great guy. Set us up there. That was a great restaurant. Tamor and Abdul came down. My friend Papadon, who's a pro wrestler.
Pap.
Yeah, Greek god Papadon. Jimmy comes down. So he meets me down there. We're friends. We're hanging out. He's from Long Island. Drives out, and we're hanging out. And so he has his car, and he goes, "Do you want to go to? Let's go to somewhere else." And Makuga's like drunk. He's like, "I know a bar." We're like, okay. So Jimmy drives us, and we get in, and Thad's with us.
Oh, no.
And we get in the car, and we drive.
It's pre-haircut that
Yeah,
too.
pre-haircut that.
Okay,
We
okay.
get to the
Neo-Nazi.
bar. Josh goes across the street. I'm going to get some pizza and bring it to the bar. It's something he loves doing. So we walk in, and my friend Jimmy goes, "What do you guys want to drink?" And he goes to the bar and get it. And Thad turns to me and goes, "Why is our Uber driver hanging out with us?" And I go, "No, it's my friend Jimmy." And he's like, "Oh, okay. It's off."
That's
So out there.
fantastic.
That was a fun night. I loved that time in New York.
Yeah.
That was a good trip.
Chicago
Yeah.
going to be a little busy, but
Yeah.
It's gonna be very busy. Cold too, you think?
I think so. I don't
In
know.
April?
I don't know. I'm looking to Brian. Like
Yeah,
Brian, you know.
watches
Never
the
been.
weather.
I've never been
channel.
either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've never been to Chicago proper. I've been to two Wizard Worlds in Rosemont, which is, they say Wizard World Chicago, but it really wasn't.
Is that when you talked to Carrie Fisher?
Carrie Fisher? Yeah, I got
Yeah,
to
that's
moderate
dope.
that panel.
You fed her little dog too.
Fed Gary the dog, man. Yeah, Gary. That was the highlight, man. That was sad. Yeah, 2 months before she passed. It was sad.
Damn.
But that was a great moment. Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, shared it with someone else, but you know.
Brian, bring us back.
Yes.
Something good.
Speaking of poop, I don't know. We got some Discord questions.
Oh, I love Discord.
Discord.
Discord's
you,
a game changer.
You think you turned me on to Discord?
Send me
Get
on
real horny from Discord.
Still don't know what the hell it is.
Yeah, I don't really know how to
I use it
describe
I don't
regularly,
get it
but
either.
like,
I use it
yeah,
every
people
day.
ask, and I'm like,
Force Center Napzok files. We have one, yeah.
So check it out. YouTube.com/ no, it's
Like a chat room of
Discord.gg.
sorts.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also we got to meet our friend David
we
Ham.
met DJ Snacks.
DJ Snacks.
DJ Snacks. I looked at his ID. His last name is Ham.
yeah,
It is
Ham.
Ham.
really.
Yeah.
David.
All right.
David.
Got to meet him.
Called him out on his shit too. He says I didn't answer one of his questions. The three
Oh yeah,
playlist
the
one.
music one. Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
provided the receipts for that question.
Go back.
Yeah, look out.
Go back. And I told everybody that Ken was going to be on, so we might have some questions for Ken as well.
Oh, great. I keep doing this. I go to my Discord, say, hey, I booked some guests this week, Knapsack Files or Inside Schmodown. Ask some questions. Every time I forget to ask them.
I think there was one episode where I completely forgot to ask Discord
It's just
questions.
another habit
happens.
thing you got to get used to.
happens.
I'll get
Yeah.
used to it. Your
There's a-
questions for William Bibiani will be answered
Yeah,
eventually.
you need to
You
know.
didn't ask
It's
it.
all the same questions.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite villain?
Kind of is.
Well, David C asked,
Who's
who
your
would your dream guest be to have on the show besides Ken, of course? I mean,
On this program,
On this
Cody,
one?
do you have a dream guest?
Bill Hader.
Whoa.
By the way,
He was
guys,
in the
Whoa.
New Yorker.
Cody has HBO finally again.
Oh, yes.
I've been
again.
catching up on Barry. What a
Yes.
fantastic show!
That's a great show.
What a great
It's
show!
fucking great.
I'm
Perfect.
6 episodes in.
Oh.
I'm almost done with the first
Get
season.
2 more.
It is so good.
The best character on that show?
What? No ho Hank.
No,
Yes, he's so
When he
good.
sends the Bitmoji or whatever,
Yeah.
the gulp.
The gulp.
Kills me.
It's
He's like, I think you're in trouble. Gulp.
Dude, we get
perfect show.
that's coming back March
so
31st.
good.
Yeah.
The same day Veep comes
comes
back
back.
too.
Yeah.
I've never caught on to Veep.
Oh, Veep's great
I
too.
gotta.
Watch
I
Veep.
missed the last season because I was. Well, I know I'd heard.
It's all right. It's all right.
But also, I was doing the Game of Thrones. I was like, I really had to watch
True.
Game of Thrones. But I think the first 4 seasons of Veep are some of the best
so
television
fucking
ever.
good.
Really?
Yeah.
Really good. Talk about like a show of people ragging on each other without like any filter. It's fucking great. It's so good.
No, it's.
I can start from the first season and enjoy
Oh,
it.
yes.
Start for the first
yeah.
season. Sorry, I just did a mouth fart. Because it is the chemistry between that cast.
Right on,
and it's
right
not
on.
improv. I mean, they
probably do a little
they do alternate takes, and sometimes you see it, but it's a written show. It's mild. It's brilliant.
I tried starting the Larry David show from the first season. I couldn't get into it.
Oh, you mean Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Interesting.
Like the first few episodes, I'm like, I couldn't. I don't know if he got his
push
groove.
past.
Okay.
Push past.
Yeah.
I almost, literally, I don't mean to be. Did you watch the first 2 or like the first couple?
Maybe 2 or 3.
Did you get to Porno Gil with Bob Odenkirk?
Yes.
Okay.
When they go to the house.
And he has the shoes and
Yeah.
which I like that episode. Start pushing past it because the show does find itself.
Okay.
The first and also the pilot, the movie that came out earlier, it's a different tone.
Okay.
I do say I understand what you're saying.
Was JB Smooth in the first season?
Oh no, he's like season 4 or 5.
And I think you said like he's your favorite character.
JB Smooth as Leon Black is one of I put him top 5 TV character ever
Of all time.
of all time.
Wow.
Yeah. Ejaculate.
I got to see it.
Ejaculate.
Dream guest? You have a dream guest?
Mark Ellis. I don't know.
He's
been
never
on
come
the
on.
show before. He's been on the
I
show,
haven't been
man.
on the show with him.
With him. Okay.
Yeah,
Like, we
okay.
can probably make that happen.
Yeah.
Plug his special.
Okay. What was your answer again? Sorry.
Bill Hader.
Bill Hader.
I said Mark
Ellis.
I got,
Jordan Peele. I think that'd be
Yeah,
fun.
that'd be cool.
That'd be really fun.
Get a couple of
I've been
Pacificos
like
in him,
listening
see
to
what he
and
says.
watching a lot of
Yeah.
stuff with him lately because of us. It's a good movie. Check it out.
You liked it? I didn't. I
haven't
I'm
seen
too
it.
scared
I
of
haven't
that
seen
stuff.
it yet.
But,
It's really good.
been busy.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Wait. Sorry, Cody. Did you see the episode where they it's like almost like an action movie directed in Barry?
The
The last one I saw ends on a cliffhanger that involves
driving.
bullets going through a car.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
I
a
love
great
the way he
episode.
talks to all the Marines talk to each other too. Where they were like, "Fuck yeah, let's fucking do this." Yeah, fuck yeah, we're gonna do this.
Well, I just like because there's
So
not a lot of
hilarious.
shows set in LA, and I feel like that one
Yeah.
encapsulates LA.
Yeah.
Oh,
It does.
have you seen like some of the marketing that this movie has? I was
what movie?
for Barry. I was driving down. Where was I going to? I was driving to the Us screening, and
Was
I
he on
saw this
billboards?
shit. Yeah, there was this fucking great billboard. It was a bench. It was a bench. It's just a.
Oh, that's
name
funny.
right now. What's
It's a Barry
Henry
Henry
Winkler?
Winkler's
Winkler.
character.
His class.
Yeah,
Oh, it's just for his acting
for the
class?
acting
just-
class.
yeah,
That's
fucking
great.
great.
Oh, that's great.
and
I
it
thought-
has a phone number on there. Should we call it?
I think he's one of the better characters of
Yeah,
TV
he's a
of
great
recent.
character,
I
yeah.
like he
Yeah.
totally deserved the Emmy.
And I
for
really
that.
loved his character in Arrested Development too, the
Oh,
lawyer. I thought he was great in that, and I think he built on that type of vibe. And I think I'm so happy for him.
He wasn't Bob Bobla, was he?
No, Bob Loblaw was Scott Baio.
Oh, okay.
And the joke being he replaced Henry Winkler again.
I forget so much of that show. I need to because the last season I watched was the one before it came back to the
fourth season?
rearranged
the
weird
rearranged
one.
fourth one.
Wasn't good.
Yeah, I would have been happy. Loved that it came. That's actually the reason I decided finally to buy Netflix was when I heard it was coming back. I'm buying
shit.
Netflix
For
right now.
for season 4.
Season 4.
And you watched it?
There's some things in it I like.
Yeah.
Maybe one of those cases of leave
Yeah.
it all alone.
Even the third season kind of teetered off a
It
little. bit.
absolutely did.
Yeah,
Absolutely
yeah.
did.
Stevie B96. Since
Stevie
Ken is gearing up to release his book about Star Wars, which he said congrats, by the way. You should
Oh, thanks, Stevie.
check out the link, top of the description, once again.
Come on.
Would any of the Wangers ever consider writing a book about a subject they love?
Oh, great question.
Brian?
Third Eye Blind and all the greatness of it, like Cody Hall.
Not Arctic Monkey?
Called Face
No.
Down. Face Down.
On
What
the
is it? On the
mattress.
mattress.
Yeah, yeah.
Those little, maybe no. Those little red panties. They passed the test. Story of Third Eye Blind by Cody Hall.
No, you would write a book about Blink.
I could do a great book about Blink.
It's pretty good.
Oh my god, yeah.
Who's your favorite Blink? Hoppus?
Oh, Hoppus all the way. Hoppus is like
great.
a huge
Who's
inspiration.
the other guy? Tom DeLonge?
Tom DeLonge, who's looking at aliens and
Frank
shit.
would write a book on Tom
Travis.
DeLonge.
And then
Barker.
they've had 2 drummers in their day, but Travis Barker's like the
He's
main one now.
he's the guy.
Yeah.
Brian, book about comedy or something?
Maybe, but there's so many already, and I'm
Sure.
not like a expert at it. I don't know.
Yeah. You just-
I'm more interested in psychopaths. It sounds crazy,
Psychopaths.
right? I saw the documentary of the Theranos.
Thanos. He gets
No.
Infinity Stones.
He's
and
totally
snaps
his
his
fingers, yeah.
You know
The
that.
Theranos girl. Have you seen that?
I haven't seen it yet.
The Inventor on HBO.
No.
Right.
No.
I've heard
It's like-
about it.
It's
yeah.
like the Fire Fest, but for like pharmaceuticals, and it's
Whoa.
great. Like she frauded everybody, and like that
I
was
mean, I'm on board then. 'Cause
Yeah.
Those 2 Fire Festival documentaries were some of the best
fucking
stripping
great.
crayfish.
Both of them
I
good.
watched
hilarious.
multiple times, both of them.
Some of my favorite.
This one's not as good because it doesn't go as deep because
Okay.
it is also recent. Like her company just ended like last year,
Oh wow.
so like they didn't really dive deep
They don't have
into
all
it.
the footnotes on it.
Not really, but it is an interesting story.
it's like one long documentary.
It's a
or
2-hour documentary.
2-hour
yeah.
documentary.
You guys know what it's about at all?
No,
I
please
don't
tell.
Grace got mad at me that I didn't know.
Oh, really?
I was like, I don't know. what
Easy,
that is.
Grace.
Yeah, come on, Grace.
She gets a podcast and then she
Playoff.
just,
This woman
Check it out.
like dropped out of Stanford and wanted to create a startup company where like instead of taking your blood out of a needle like normally to get blood tests done, they would just prick your finger, take a little vial. That's why like the poster's her holding a little tiny
Oh,
vial, and they would run 200 tests on that. And that was her idea, and she was like, "Let's get it done. We're gonna do that. We're gonna sell it to everybody. We're gonna sell it to this." But people were telling her it's not physically possible to do that.
Okay.
But she's like, no, it's possible. We got it. We have a deal with Walgreens. We opened up in Arizona. We have this. Her company was valued at $9 billion.
oh
Whoa.
shit.
And then last year it's valued at nothing.
Completely fraud.
Yeah, just fraud. It's like the Fire Fest, but for this.
that.
All right, I won't watch that until you rate your book on that.
Yeah, write the book out about
Yeah.
it.
There's already a
Yeah,
book.
yeah.
I forgot what it's called, but people were mentioning that the book is better than the HBO documentary.
Okay. Ooh, I'll
Book's always better.
I'll take
Yeah.
a peek at the doc and then go for the book. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, buddy?
What?
What are you gonna write a
What
book
book
about?
are you gonna write?
I mean, I've always had ideas for shit. When you started writing yours, that inspired the shit out of me. I started writing mine,
Yeah.
and then Haunting a Hill House came out, and I'm like,
Haven't you been writing a book? You've been
yeah,
writing a book
dude,
for
no, that one that I
you're
started
writing like a like a novel,
like a horror. It's a
Okay,
horror
novel.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got to like 115 pages.
I read the first chapter.
I don't even
Oh, it
use
wasn't that one?
Don't even use
Are
that.
you,
Oh, never mind.
Wait, are you saying that Haunting of Hilltown or whatever is too similar?
Yeah, there were a lot of character traits were the exact same. Yes.
Yeah,
Like
It's
down.
also true in something else that we're working on, and I was like, fuck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But aren't
There's
they
a
like-
couple things that we had to.
Isn't that
rewrite.
like the general? It's just like
It's-
a kind of a
it's
general horror thing.
general,
Little
but
like
you know.
mental illness is supernatural
Yeah.
type thing.
Press on.
Well, I got in my head because I'm a huge head case as is. I don't want like I'm always thinking what other people are thinking about me and what I'm doing. I'm like, oh fuck. But I have something that I want to write that would like cater to like my anger issues and stuff.
Anger issues, anger
So,
management.
How to punch a wall.
How to
by-
punch a wall by
Christian concert
C.R.
with a
Rubalcaba.
Yeah.
yeah.
Make
yeah.
sure you're erect while you're writing that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Sometime. I want to do some short films first before I start working on a novel.
Yeah, do that. I'm not saying that as you shouldn't write. Just I think
Yeah.
you guys make such good
No.
films.
Oh,
Thanks,
thank
man.
you.
The
Thank
Runner
you.
was great. Runner.
Thanks, man.
I mean,
Thank
all your
you.
stuff's great, but the latest one, The Runner.
Thank you.
Great stuff.
Thank you. Yeah. Ruben 25.
Hey,
how
Ruben.
how crazy was the free for all for you guys? Are you are you happy it's over? Which, by the way, you guys did a great job. Thank you, Ruben. I saw the trolls being the trolls. You did all the awesome trolls being trolls.
I'm sorry, there's only one angle, guys.
On the
All
live
right,
stream?
sometimes
Oh.
shit happens,
Yeah.
and you gotta you work with what you
What,
can.
the switcher broke?
Basically.
Technical
Long story,
issues,
long story
yeah.
short, the switcher broke,
For
so
those
we
who
were
don't know-
stuck with one shot. So we had to make the best of what we could to get as much of the action available in one shot as we could. So we had one wide shot that had the host, the table,
Yeah.
and some of the crowd.
For the live
I'm
stream.
sorry it wasn't enough, but we did what we could.
But the
Yeah.
video that'll come out will have multiple.
The polished product will have all the shots. This guy had a lot of great shots with the entrances and stuff. So
Yeah.
Can you talk about what you did during the live stream, Cody?
Oh yeah, there's a great moment during the live stream where so I'm obviously like trying to talk to the fans who are upset about things that are going on
In the chat?
in the chat.
Okay.
Because they know it's me. You know, I was talking before. I'm like, hey guys, go. And we're having fun, just
Yeah.
talking. And I'm like, all right, how's the sound? I'm talking to them.
Sure.
Not realizing that the space bar on my computer is the cut thing on the software. So every time I type a sentence to them, it's cutting between my two different fucking angles that I have. And they're like, what the hell is this? What the fuck?
Well, it's not even angles. It's
No, I zoomed in and cropped on the one shot that we had. But like, so it's just zooming in and zooming out on one fucking shot. And they're like, oh, fuck. And they're all like, what? Stop it.
That's not your fault.
I was like, oh, gosh, I guess I can't talk to you guys anymore.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It was a great, I mean, I got there late. I didn't think I was going to be there, but I ended up
You were
getting-
my favorite part.
Oh,
anytime you do an entrance and you're and you're screaming, that's my absolute no spoiler. But this is a schmodown. They did a free for all. It's like a wrestling thing.
Yeah. No, it was the best presentation. It had the best feel. I think it was the one of. I think Brooklyn had a hotter crowd. The energy was a little higher. But this is also a 4-hour event. I think by the time I got there, they were a little tired.
LA's all stoned.
Yeah, LA Stone. I think everyone involved did a great job. So technical problem. You guys so far have made it look so easy.
Oh, it's not though.
That I think some of
really
It's
not.
so not easy.
I want to say this because I think some of the fan group are so impressed. They don't even know how impressed they are about what you do. Like, for instance, Scrimshaw and I got a live Force Center thing going on in Celebration on Thursday
Oh yeah, that's
night.
right. Yeah.
And people are like, tickets sold out. We had a small. We didn't think anyone would show up. Like we sold out. Great, 55 folks coming. People are like, oh great, we'll watch the live stream. And we're like,
There's no.
do you know how hard it is
Yeah.
to get equipment to
Yeah.
Chicago and live stream and make it work as smooth as you all did?
I wish not just the fans. I wish some of the competitors would know how much production we have to do. We're not worried about entrances and music and cues and whatnot. We are worried about this.
We're
stuff,
worried about it to a professional
but
degree.
There's like an order of there's a process that goes into it, and there's an order of things that are more important to us
right.
than
There needs to be the next level, and this isn't a criticism.
No.
This is some inside baseball stuff. The next level, if we get more patron support or everything, is to have Megan who does a great job.
Oh, she's great.
She's
She's wrangling all the competitors.
The stage manager, right?
Yeah, you need though. She's also handling the floor. You do need what they call in WWE agents, which is people like Cody. You're assigned to this match, and you work on this match, and you get him there. And that's the next phase for these live events because you guys can't be dealing with it.
No.
Dealing with the talent directly.
Talent, and everything. You guys got to get the
I'm not gonna say which live event it was or which competitor it was, but someone came up to me like before the match was like, I don't know if I'm gonna do well. I'm not. Do you think I'm gonna win? I'm like, honestly, that's the least of my concerns right now. I'm trying to get this live stream
really
going.
don't care.
I need to make sure the shot is good and I can count between these two fucking cameras.
Yeah.
I don't care if you win or
Especially
not.
There was
No, go ahead. Do it,
no,
go
no,
ahead.
no. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, especially this guy, when we're doing the first live stream show that we did, not the one in New York, which that was stressful in itself,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, it was.
the one we did at the Collider Studio,
Yes.
was like down to the wire, figuring out what we're
What was
going
work.
to do.
Seconds before we went live, I
Yeah.
had maybe one practice run through.
Yes,
the
and
whole
it's
thing.
not like we're not fully prepared. It's literally like people like the Schmodown. It is a completely independent like
It had
thing.
nothing to do with Collider. Yeah.
No, nothing. We're not backed up by a giant corporation or anything. It is completely independent.
bones.
So we're all on our own doing what we can.
Yeah.
And for him, like, I couldn't even fucking look in his eyes.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
more Cody doesn't look in your eyes. I didn't want to look in Cody's eyes because he's just like, fuck, I don't want to fucking do this.
At Screen Junkie Central in 2016, we rented a restaurant. We did those 18 shows, and it was crazy.
Yeah.
In fact, we pulled it off. And JT motherfucking E,
Yeah.
we hired a production crew.
I remember this story. Yeah.
And the production crew had an experienced technical director, dude who's like a union dude with a ponytail down to his ass, and he had tattoos. And
But you know he's good.
Big butt.
Probably in the 6th motor division.
Huge dong.
Huge dong. Or, no, he had shorts on, which you don't do that professionally, people. And
San
he comes
Diego.
in. Yeah,
Pro tip.
He comes in. And
Wedges.
I'm the producer, and JT was there to back up and just kind of do graphics and stuff. The dude wouldn't listen to us. The dude kept big timing us, and we fired him. there.
Whoa.
JT motherfucking E comes in here, TDs all 18 shows, but as we're counting down, 2 minutes to air. We've been there for a day and a half. 2 minutes to air, the machine freezes.
Whoa.
And just like what you described, we had a reboot, waiting. Everyone's on the YouTube, can't wait. And JTE fixed it and got it up and running 10 seconds to spare. That's how hard it is. That's how hard it is what you guys are doing. And it's not like we have some super internet.
No,
It's not like you tapped into the satellites.
it's
directly.
never the case. No.
Yeah, and you guys are putting together. You guys are doing so good, making it look like big time. So it's a compliment if you're listening out there. But into to what you made what I was going to say. Remember, there was someone involved early on. He was kind of like one of the not quite interns of Schmoes. He was doing some writing, and God bless him, sweetheart of a kid, but came to some of the live shows at AfterBuzz, and that was kind of hectic. We're live, we're in the booth, I'm producing everything, and during the breaks, he would be like, "Hey guys, what are like your top 5 mystery movies?" And we were like, and finally, it was Scott Mance, the nicest guy in the world, who was like, "Who is this?" Like I'm doing a show, like who, like, and it was like you get it.
Well, that's the thing too, and I do feel bad. And like there are times where I like to be an asshole because I know I can be.
You are a good one.
I think you need to be at certain times.
He's an effective asshole.
An effective one.
Yeah, it's like people get the point, like, oh, okay.
Yeah, like people see me like Copster's grumpy, whatever, you know. But like there's also like a point to that because if I'm putting my fucking name on something, I want it to look good,
right,
you know. Right. And whether if it's like a source material, like Schmoedown's not like, you know, I'm not as passionate about it as other people are. Right. But if I'm working on it, I'm gonna make it my fucking absolute best thing that I can possibly do. And if you're getting in my way for that, then I'm gonna be kind of a fucking dick to you. Yeah. And I'm sorry, but like that's just the bottom line because the product to me looking good is the thing that I'm most concerned about. Yeah. And you know, I want everyone to get along and be happy and everything like that. But it's hard to keep everything in translation with each other because of that.
We're doing a show, especially when it's live.
It's a show.
We're doing a show, and if I know you don't like wrestling and you think everyone involves garbage. You're not wrong.
Well, easy there.
We're not wrong. We can talk about that.
I didn't even say that.
Those were your words.
I repeated it in joking manner.
You laughed at it, which means it's
I'll
your
give
words.
my thoughts on that officially in a second. But if you've ever gone to a Monday Night Raw taping, just from the audience, I'm not talking about going backstage or anything. It is a TV show. They have to hit their marks.
Yes.
They have to do, and the cameramen are in charge, not the talent. Maybe John Cena will tell them, but John Cena's got to do what they got to do, and they got Vince and everyone in the gorilla position back there, which is where they call the side named after Gorilla Monsoon, where the producers sit. They're in charge, but it is the tech. They got to get it right. It is a TV show, and that's what you guys are doing.
Yeah, we try to be as professional as we can be. It is no matter how bare bones that we are of a crew. We do everything that we can, and sorry if I'm not as invested in your storyline as maybe some people are.
When someone comes up and goes, "Have you heard about my entrance?" Here's my first thought.
Every showdown that we do, no, we have not.
No, we've not heard about.
I grow gray hair every time someone asks me that question.
No,
I'm like,
not that.
Rachel Christie's the best because she actually sends us emails and she is according.
Not that I don't love the fantastic entrances that all of them do.
The end product is always great. That's fine.
But there's something said about Matt Nose coming out in jeans and sneakers and a shirt and just going,
I'm so sad he retired.
I would do that.
He was
he was so funny when it came out.
That's fun. And that's not disparaging anyone who hears this clip that is involved with the Schmoedown.
No, of course not.
The entrances are part of what people love. But
that's true.
But
nobody watches this.
It's one of the
they
things.
Don't know who we are.
Have you heard about my entrance? No. No, I haven't.
Well, going back to what you were saying, that it's a show, so you need an AD to wrangle everybody.
Yeah.
AD is the biggest asshole on set.
ADs are,
because they
be
back to one.
Yeah. Because you need to get shit done before the sun goes down. Everything's time and money and everything.
Union rules and
Instead I'm getting a text from someone about their entrance music and I'm not even there. And I have to send it to Cody.
You just need someone in charge to direct the thing.
Here's what happened tonight. We all got little drinks in us, and now we're just venting, and there's microphones and cameras going on.
I think nicely venting.
I didn't even know we were still rolling.
No. I just kind of love sometimes. I think there's a real strong fan base for everything we do. Sometimes I think we need to peel back the curtain to let us know, hey, the reason we're not putting video versions of the podcast on this channel is it takes 3 to 4 hours of work time. That's why we don't do it.
Not breaking kayfabe. Kayfabe? That you say it?
Kayfabe. Here's one of my pet peeves.
Ooh.
Let me take a sip of whiskey.
Ooh, shit.
Take your time.
He's going to take that sip. Ooh, dirty.
Schmoedown has wrestling DNA and genes in it, as it should. And Christian loves wrestling. I love wrestling, and I will defend that to this day. But I'll come back to the garbage people thing. I want to talk about that. The storylines are called either the work or the program the storylines or the gimmick. So my gimmick is the pit boss, Ken Napzok. None of that is called kayfabe. So you hear sometimes in the chat room, oh, my favorite part of the shows are the kayfabe. That's not a thing. Kayfabe is if you and I were in a match, then after the match, we go to Wood Ranch and fans walk in and they see us. Wait, there's the face Cobster and there's the heel Ken. They're having lunch together. We would then, to keep kayfabe, get up and go eat at separate tables.
Oh, shit.
And in the old days, the heels couldn't interact with the baby faces outside in the public at all. There were separate locker rooms, and if you broke it, that's the wrestling is based on the suspension of disbelief, and that is what it is. So I get grumpy, and it's stupid, but I'm drunk. Alex's scotch. I get grumpy, and people are like, "Oh, my favorite part of the shows are the kayfabe." That is, you were wrong. That is not a thing. That is not a thing.
Well, now they know, Ken.
Yeah,
entirely incorrect.
Kayfabe is the protection of the gimmick or the storylines or the work. Everything in wrestling is either a work. You hear this term "shoot." It's a realistic thing. It's taken on its own life, but everything is it's a work or a gimmick. If you come in costume, you say I'm showing up to the arena in gimmick, and that's in gimmick. Yeah. That's how it's referred to as.
Okay.
Anyways, I'll get off my soapbox.
I feel like we just learned something.
I did
This
listen.
is exciting.
The garbage
person thing. Yes.
I've been a wrestling fan all my life. I've been in and out of pro wrestling since 2001. I've run locker rooms. I've been in locker rooms. I've been in a match.
You've been in the ring.
I've been in the ring.
Yeah.
I've suffered a concussion at the hands of Adam Pierce, former NWA
But it's
world
fake,
champion.
though, Ken.
Oh yeah, my
yeah.
first match, I got kicked in the face and my face got cut open.
Josh got smacked by Roddy Piper.
Josh Piper punched me in the ring, face swollen for 3 days.
Oh, shit.
All that aside, when I was watching when I didn't watch the actual fight, but when McCougan sat and got into it, and people tweeted me like, "Ken, how can you work with this guy who says what you love is garbage?" Yeah. And Josh came over to my house and was kind of not apologetic, but just like, "I know you love it." And I was like, "Look, let me tell you something. I've been in the business since 2001. It is nothing but garbage people. They are carny folk.
Right.
I am one of them too. Like,
It is like a sideshow attraction.
I love pro wrestling is the greatest form of storytelling, and when you get it right and it's live. Like, I bet I could get you to an independent show, Cobster, and you might be like, I'm not going to watch it, but I get it. Like, I guarantee, I would never want to convince you to be a fan, but the people in the business, outside of the top like 10%, the people in the business are shit for brains, and they are just messy, dirty bus people, and and the fans sometimes are worse. So when I remember seeing that, I was like, nah, Josh is not wrong. So I don't know.
Wait, you're saying the people working, like the wrestlers or the fans?
The wrestlers, they are not bad. I go every year. I'm 2 or 3 weeks, about a month away from going to Cauliflower Alley. I'm part of an alumni association. You can join. Anyone can really join if you want it, and it's Cauliflower Alley Club. It's been going on for years, like past 50 years now. And it is alumni association for wrestlers because they don't have insurance, they don't have that. So you get into trouble, you're retired, you're out of the ring, you're broke, you go to them and they might help you, and they induct people and they put on shows. We go to Vegas every year, and I go there every year. So it's great. And don't get me wrong, I love each and every one of the people, but you know a wrestler or a wrestling fan when you see them in the lobby. You're like, there's one. And that doesn't go. And then there's this thing, my friend, and like I'm in the indie scene, not anymore, but my friend Paul runs this company and has run it since 2001. We worked with John Cena, Samoa Joe, all these guys you're seeing on TV and WrestleMania now worked for them. I'm friends with Frankie Kazarian and Chris Daniels, Adam Pearce, all these people. They're in the business now. T.J. Perkins, all these names. I know you don't, but I'm just anyone listening. They wrestled for us several times. John Cena was in our main event. We can pay him $25, and he couldn't do it because he was wrestling for some company called UPW Rick Bassman's company. Rick Bassman had a deal with WWE, and he was going to be signed, and he pulled him from the main event.
So you know your stuff.
I know my stuff. Point is, I love everybody, but it's just we call it. They're just. Man, those are indie guys. And I won't say there was an actor that showed up to Collider for an interview who was a wrestler, and there were 6 people there. There were 6 or 7 people from the cast. One person demanded we pay for their Uber and took food from our refrigerator and did leave a note.
Yeah.
Okay,
and it was the indie wrestler. And I was like,
interesting.
The garbage.
I remember texting my friend. I was like, this person is on a TV show that's popular. and they are begging for $10 of their Uber, and they stole food from us.
Wow.
That is an indie wrestler. Half the wrestlers you see who are famous right now on the indie scene can't drive because their license are suspended. They live in Hesperia. They drive 7 hours to make $10. To make $10.
Chase got married out there.
Yeah, great guy.
Hesperia.
Anyways, I've offended everyone. This is the only place I could get that out because people.
Nobody watches this show.
No. Well, good. Then 3 people, but like people ask, they tweeted, they thought I was upset at Makuga.
Oh, yeah.
It totally makes sense.
No,
I was a
people-
huge wrestling fan, but I'm like, I know the fans.
And people were going after me, and I was like, well, I just repeated what he said. I don't really believe
now,
it.
Now, Colin Cowherd would always call wrestling fans booger eaters and everything, and I
Colin
get it.
Cowherd's an idiot, by the way. But go on.
But
Go on.
that's the thing, and I don't mean to be too submissive. Submissive, not submissive.
Dismissive.
You got there. Take another sip.
He wrote a book.
Thank God I have an editor. Thank God I have an editor.
Always listen to your editor.
I call it it's Gilligan's Island. Only the skipper can make fun of Gilligan. He'll defend it to everyone else.
Yeah.
I will defend wrestling to my dying day, but trust me, I've been in those locker rooms. I can't tell how many guys, hey man, I'm late. I can't make it to the main event. I had to take 12 buses. Can you give me some money? Like,
What I will say, though, I think not just wrestling fans, but I think sports fans in general can be garbage human beings.
Specific sports.
Yeah, specific. Like I don't think it's just like catered to one thing. Now, granted, I don't know like wrestling fans compared to like football. I've seen football and baseball fans. I've been to a lot of Angel games.
They're
Look,
also
crazy white people.
defensive too. Like if you criticize their sport,
Which fan?
Yeah,
any fan,
any
really.
fan.
You can pick anything.
You know how many fights I've seen at Angel Stadium?
Yeah.
Now, I've seen some serious stuff at Dodger
Dodger
Stadium.
Stadium's the worst one.
One of my bosses, he was working off duty as a cop. He broke a guy's arm there fighting him. It was serious stuff. But Anaheim, so I saw a lot of
Here we go.
middle-aged, rich white guys beating each other in the head with beer bottles over Yankee
my
Angel
golf
games.
club's better than yours, pal.
Coors Lights.
Derek Jeter's better than Dick Schofield, or Gary DiSarcina.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't hate wrestling. I just don't watch
pull, by the
it.
way.
It's not good.
I don't.
Gary DiSarcina.
I fucking love Ready to Rumble. I know you don't like that movie.
I don't.
You don't care for it.
I love that movie.
I have no opinion.
I love Ready to Rumble.
Did you see Fighting with My Family?
I haven't seen it yet.
It's great. It's pretty good.
So I want to see
I
it.
wanted to go to put money in at the theater. You know me in movies.
Yeah.
It's tough to get out.
I got a
I'm in my
huge-
9th season of MLB The Show franchise.
Yeah,
bro.
priorities, man.
Jake the Snake was on a Joe Rogan episode, and I listened to that. Holy shit!
Jake's
Fucking
interesting.
awesome.
I've met Jake a few times. He's
Yeah.
I watched that clip. I'm not a huge Rogan guy, but I watched some of the clips. And Jake said some stuff on there that's very old locker room style. I was like, oh no.
Really? Oh, that's great.
He used some words that we don't use anymore.
Oh, he was just impersonating Randy Savage.
Randy Savage.
Like just perfectly.
Yeah.
I feel like any wrestler would.
Jake's story is interesting, but
Yeah. Funny stuff.
You say the movie The Wrestler. You always say it's a documentary.
It's a documentary.
It's not a narrative.
It's not. It's a documentary, and
Because it's so real.
And my friend Papadon's in that too. I knew him before. I knew him because they mentioned him in that. They say it in the locker room. Hey, you work in Papadon tonight. And that's my pal Jimmy.
That's such a good movie.
It's such a good movie, and that's and here that is an example. When I affectionately call them all garbage people, you got to understand, I actually have great respect for them. And I know that's weird to say. But my friend Paul, who's the one who's been in the business longer than me, run the company, the movie started, he literally predicted the movie from the start. He goes, he's going to live in his van. He did it. He's going to have a day job. And he's going to die in the ring. And it was like, because we've seen this story.
It's a true story that's happened.
This story.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Well, Ken,
Yeah.
we talked Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
We talked Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
We talked fucking wrestling.
Yeah.
That's
We
the
talked
fucking show.
Schmodown.
We didn't even talk Pokemon.
Oh,
the fuck?
man.
Wait a minute. Are a bunch of people in a chat room going to debate us talking about wrestling?
I don't think so.
Oh, no.
I think they just care. I think they just like us.
Yeah.
And
Cody-
I don't think they care what we talk about.
Cody
to be
and I
honest.
talked wrestling on Saturday for a little while.
At the bar. We got drunk and started. We talked to the BC about wrestling. We were just like,
Thanks for
"Ah,
the work.
You were gone. You
By the way,
willingly left.
We thought you left Cody
What do you mean?
because you were in Thad's car with Brett.
Oh, you thought he came
yeah,
with
and
us?
Cody
No,
was still there.
Brian was so concerned. He's like, aren't you gonna go?
Me and Alex were like, Cody, like they just left
I
you.
just left. Yeah. I was like, I drove separately, Brian. It's fine. I'm
You
like,
drove
okay,
separately.
yeah.
It's totally fine. You talk wrestling with it. I didn't think I would in a million years talk wrestling on the show. But I honestly, the only person I think I'd want to talk wrestling with is you. There's a lot of There's a lot of opinions.
I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because I've been in a ring.
You've been in a ring. If you haven't been in a ring, you ain't shit.
I've taken a bump.
There
I've
you
been
go.
Hurt. I've been, not a lot. Other people done it 2,000 times more than me.
There
Take
you go.
Jay Washington, BC, in my opinion, stronger than others.
Stronger than others? All right, I'll take that.
All right.
There you go. We talk wrestling. We talk Game of Thrones. We talk Star Wars. A lot of great stuff. Ken's book, Why We Love Star Wars, The Great Moments That Built a Galaxy Far, Far Away. You can pick it up on Amazon. Well, you can pre-order it, on Amazon right now, whether it's a physical copy or on Kindle. If they pre-order that, they're going to get it on the day, probably.
It gets shipped out, or however Amazon does it. I'm
sure
not
they
quite
get it
sure.
that day.
I'm going to be announcing soon. I'm trying to work on some local live events and maybe like a book signing party thing in Las Vegas.
You need someone to shoot that?
Possibly. Actually, I got to see how much the Vegas one might be bigger than
Cody
I
loves Vegas.
want it to be.
Fucking love Vegas.
We're working on something. There's going to be a Star Wars story night locally, like,
Okay.
But it's going to double as a book signing, and I got little stickers. Little Janine the Machine's working on an exclusive poster.
Ooh.
So there'll be some stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Great. Well, at the top of the description, you can find that link. If you have not pre-ordered it, please pre-order it right now. We need some positivity in Star Wars.
Come back to the light.
Come back to the light. I don't think Star Wars needs saving because I don't think it's
No.
never needs saving. It's always been around. You make it however you want to make it. But I think to get us in the right step for Star Wars, you should pre-order this book, and then when you get it, read it. Tweet at Ken how much you love it because I'm sure it's great. Ken, you're gonna stick around for some Patreon stuff, but thank you so much for coming on the show.
Love it.
Joining us here. What you got there?
This is Edge's.
We talked about this on Saturday.
I wouldn't know.
It's Rob Zombie, man.
The wrestling.
Never gonna stop me.
Okay.
Never gonna
And
stop
then Ken, you can find Ken at Ken Napzok.
got no
You
patience
got the
for this.
afternoons.
Yeah.
Casterly Talk. You
careless.
you and
Knapsack
Josh just
470.
announced. Is that a murder?
Is That a Murder with
Oh,
Josh
yeah.
and Ken, a true crime 8-part limited series.
I'm so
Looking forward
fucking
to this.
excited for this.
Investigating
You have
the,
no idea.
the 2006 disappearance of Anthony and Mackenzie Vanguard. Is that a murder?
I'm going to ask you some serious questions about this in the Patreon section.
Okay.
I didn't do any housekeeping. Patreon.com/Wangers. Check us out there. That's 2 weeks in a row. I don't give a fuck. We'll ask you some questions about that. Very much excited. Is there anything else you want to plug?
Nah.
Force Center. You got Force Center.
all the stuff.
Yes, all the stuff.
Yeah.
Jedi Council.
Google him.
You're Ken Napzok. He's doing everything. Brian. I'm also on changed my Twitter. Christian Ruby. I finally did it.
He did it.
I
He
finally
changed
did
his
it.
handle.
I finally did it.
All right.
Yeah, why?
Take us out.
Patreon section. $1. What should I cook for dinner tonight?
You know, I was been wondering that myself.
Oh, Brian's opening the door. He
Brian's
farted.
getting hot. Probably because he's wearing a fucking jacket right now.
Idiot.
Christian Ruby.
Yeah.
I'm Christian Ruby now. Yeah.
I like that.
Copster's dead. I wanted to tweet the other day, like,
Kill
Copster 2013 to 2019, but then everyone, you know what I mean?
That's funny.
You know what I mean?
Shit.
Should I do it?
Maybe.
I might do it.
Maybe. That's pretty funny.
I might do it tomorrow.
I don't want people thinking you actually died.
No, but if it's coming from my Twitter,
Yeah.
maybe.
All right, we'll do it.
I'll just text my mom. That's the only
Mom,
one.
it's
I care.
okay.
Mom, I'm not dead. She doesn't follow me on Twitter. She's not on Twitter.
I think my mom does.
I follow your brother. I liked his
brother.
tweet. Yes.
Stop encouraging him.
No, he liked one of my tweets the other day.
No.
And it made my day. We're going to talk about his brother's Twitter in a
No.
second.